Hey guys, thanks for stopping by the channel. So recently, my Join National Guard 2019 video started trending pretty hard, and I think we're up to like 6.5K views since that video started trending really hard again. That's always been a more popular video to watch, especially people like yourself looking for answers about the Guard and or the reserves. So I figured I'd kind of go through some of the answers that I've been, or actually the questions I've been getting recently, and I've also been getting a couple of DMs off the Instagram. If you guys would like to DM me personally off like through Instagram, that's fine. My Instagram is PIE_MANE. So that's Pi_Maine. You'll find me because you'll probably see me posting either pictures of trucks or gym selfies. There's not much in between, or maybe a picture or two of my dog. So if you need to DM me personally there and ask more questions, feel free to reach out, and definitely comment down below if you would like to also kind of contribute to the community, I would say, and ask those questions there, and I'd be definitely glad to answer those there. So to start off, I've been in National Guard for about 5.5 years. I'm coming up on my 6-year mark, so I'm fixing to get out. I was a 25 uniform / 11 Bravo. You can hold more than one MOS in the Guard, but I primarily was in communications. I deployed one time, 2017, 2018, to Kuwait and Jordan, and I supported IT there, so I did like computers and shit like that because I'm a nerd. So I figured I'd kind of go ahead and jump into a couple of things here that people usually ask me about the Guard and things like that to kind of like maybe answer some of those questions that you might have. So the first one would be leadership. Someone mentioned that how is the leadership in the National Guard, and it really is unit dependent because I've been in several units now. So you might have like a really lax back leadership, or you might have a very uptight leadership. It really depends, really depends on how those people are, because everybody's different and stuff like that. So I would say most of the time my leadership's been very, I wouldn't say chill. Like they definitely like put you in your place if you need it, but also they've been very understanding. Like if something comes up with like me in my personal life, they've always been there for me and to help me understand things or to guide me in the right direction. So what do you do on a drill weekend? So usually you go 2 to 3 days a month and 2 weeks out of the year. And this is very dependent on your unit and what the goal is for the unit of that year. So like, my current unit is deploying again. So we're gearing up for deployment. So what that means is there'll be longer drill days throughout the month. There's also more training time, and things kind of start. What?
Okay.
What? Okay, so like I was saying before I was interrupted by my little brother, usually when you start gearing up for deployment, everything of the unit agenda and shit like that, it starts changing. It starts gearing towards going overseas and deploying. So you'll notice that the training starts getting more serious. You'll notice that people start kind of, I wouldn't say wigging out, but you'll see like their personality start to kind of change a little bit before you leave. I know personally, I heard about one person in the unit, and it's probably just a myth, but they actually got put on, I guess like some pills to help like their anxiety. Like they just built up like this anxiety and had to go to the doctor and get anxiety pills. And I feel like you definitely need to prepare yourself mentally and physically for the deployment. And it really doesn't matter where you go. I mean, it kind of does. Like if you go to a combat zone, you definitely need to prepare yourself for that, because you might be faced with the fact that you have to get in a firefight, and at the end of the day, it's you or him that goes home, and that's just the fucking truth. Unfortunately, I was never put in that situation where I was in that sort of situation. So someone that's been deployed, go ahead and leave some hate. Fuck, I don't care. So let's see here. So next thing I would say is job roles and / civilian life. I noticed a lot of people join the National Guard and they don't really choose a MOS that they like. They just kind of sign something to get a bonus, because you do get bonuses in the Guard, and they don't enjoy it, so they just end up fucking hating their whole contract. And I would say do something that you enjoy, and also make sure you can get some benefit out of it and transfer it to civilian side. So like for me, I turned down a $12,000 sign-on bonus because I wanted to do communications and IT work. So that would help me transfer and find a job that I wouldn't fucking hate civilian side as well. So I do IT work now. So definitely kind of figure out something there. And as later in life, for like throughout my contract, I kind of realized I like driving heavy like tractors and bulldozers and shit like that. So I wish I kind of would have picked up another MOS, like a 12 November MOS, which is a horizontal construction engineer, and then I could have maybe found a job civilian side doing heavy equipment. But at the end of the day, I'm thinking IT, which will pay more in the long run, like 6-figure wise. That's like the end goal. So I guess the next thing would be height, weight, and PT. If you have a problem you know, you're a little on the chunky side now, you a little fluffy, you definitely need to go ahead and kind of knock that shit in the ass right now before you even try to sign up. You'll drop a lot of weight through basic and AIT, but when you come back home, back to Fort Couch, if you didn't like working out and keeping that weight off before, you definitely got to keep it off when you come back, or you'll be failing PT test. And trust me, a lot of people in the guard do fail the PT test, and a lot of people don't. So it's really what side of the spectrum do you want to sit on? And I know you look at me, and I have failed PT tests before. That fucking run is hard as bullshit. Who the fuck is supposed to run 2 goddamn miles for anything? If you had to run 2 miles for anything, you're in fucking trouble. God, that shit pisses me off. So let's go to deployment in college, because that's probably the one I get the most, is college and deployment. Yes, I signed up National Guard to pay for college. I didn't have a way to pay for college. My mom was a single mom, and I bullshitted my way throughout high school, and I wasn't thinking about my future in the end. And I realized my junior year, I think that's what you lead up to before senior year, I was like, wow, what am I going to do after high school? I'll probably go work like some bullshit ass job for like $10 an hour. So I was like, no, I need to set myself up financially. So am I hating on the guard? In a way. Am I not hating on the guard? Hell no. I feel like the guards did a lot of good for me. I'm smart with money. I've been set up financially through basic AIT. I came back home with like $13,000. I was going for 6 months and 24 days. And then also the deployment money was straight as well. If you don't blow it on dumb shit, you pretty much just go over there and rack up money. However, it gave me the college for opportunity, or the opportunity for college, but also it kind of took it away. I was in my second semester of college, and I got deployed, and there was no way of me avoiding that either, unless you're in an ROTC contract, or you know, you have some sort of disability, or you're just a piece of fucking shit. You're pretty much gonna get deployed at some point within your contract. So I would definitely try to figure that out. And you can do college online as well. There's people on deployment doing it online, but I feel like I wouldn't be able to focus personally on college if I was in a deployment environment. I would be more focused on other things as well, especially like if you work like some different types of shifts and stuff like that, like depending on the hours that you would work. So that's another thing I would get a lot of questions about. And then also I wouldn't trust everything a recruiter says like I did at first, because at the end of the day, they tell you they don't have a number, like a quota, so to say, but they really do. And I've been told it was 1 a month. So I definitely wouldn't take everything a recruiter says. I wouldn't take it to heart. Do your own research. And also another thing, like if you want to join a job, I would reach out to people who are currently in that MOS or that job and find out what you actually do. I feel like I was a little bit finessed there as well, because I didn't do the due diligence on my part. So that's pretty much some tips and kind of a look to the inside of National Guard. If you have any questions, definitely leave them down below. I'll be happy to answer them. Again, also hit me up on Instagram if you want to direct message me. That's PieMane. That's PIE_MANE. It's not hard to find me. It's the ugly motherfucker. Once you type in Pie_Mane, that's me. I'm like standing there with my shirt off. Thank you guys so much for watching the video. If you have any other questions, leave them down below. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. And definitely do due diligence. Don't get finessed like I was. And because I feel like I've been finessed. Totally worth it though. Totally worth it.